Bad reboot.
Television highlights of the news of yesteryear.
Greetings, everybody, and welcome to the weekly wrap-up. It is Easter Sunday. Thank you for joining us. How you doing, Mikey?
Well, is this the first time you and I have ever streamed by ourselves, just the two of us?
I think so.
I think it is, huh? At least for a meat show. I think we've co-hosted on Midnight Edge in the morning, but I have you all to myself. This is an exciting moment.
Yeah, even then, I don't think we've been by ourselves.
No. Oh, now I'm getting nervous.
I know there's people watching us.
Uh-oh, it's climbing. There's now more than 50, 60, 65, 69. Oh, it stopped
69.
at we said 69.
Oh, 75. Welcome, everybody, to the house. How you doing? It's me and Mikey so far. We'll see who else shows up. We got Dave Glenn in the chat. We got Professor Haitian. Monkey Jeebus is here. Jason C is here. Elizabeth Young is here. James Villanueva is here. And Yek Nomino. Elizabeth Young is here. Welcome. Rebel Dragon. Jason Webster. Leslie Tarkin is here. And he gives us a 1-up. Thank you for that. Did you get to go see the Mario Brothers movie?
Nope. I was doing taxes all day so I could hurry up and finish by 9 o'clock tonight by the time of the show.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're like the only guy in America who hasn't seen it yet.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep.
Because, yeah, as Jason points out here, it's done about 377 million. It's just crazy. But welcome, everybody. Hit that like button if you haven't already. We see Keith Howard here, Sander Hammerslag, Nago Elk. How do you say that? Naga Elk? Nicholas Horton's here. Mecha J's here. I see some regulars here and members as well. General Sod. Darcipio Action Com's here. He's watching us. It's weird.
Action Com always watches us on these shows. He's like Mr. Timestamp.
Are you standing outside of my window?
Action Com's like AI. He knows all.
Yeah, indeed.
What are you reading?
So anyhow, I'm eating some combos.
I can tell you're eating because you hesitated for a second.
Combos.
What? That is not on the authorized meal health plan that we discussed earlier.
Cheese and crackers, natural
How is
flavors.
it cheese? Put it back on. Let me see. Put it back on the camera.
Cheese and crackers.
No, that is not cheese. Cheese and crackers would be something healthy that's pasteurized, and the crackers would be separate. No, the cheese would be separate from the crackers. The crackers would be in their own box, and they would be healthy, probably gluten-free.
It's got milk in it.
If you live down the street from me, so help me God, I would control your shopping.
This isn't so bad, actually. There's only 7 grams of fat. No cholesterol.
How many carbs?
18 grams
per bag.
I don't know. It doesn't say.
Yeah, it does.
All right. Serving size.
Yes. How many serving sizes?
About 6 servings per container. Well, that's a lot. Holy shit.
Yeah.
So I could eat like a lot more than I've just ate, and it'd still be. There's 6 servings in here. This bag is still chock full. I just opened it.
Yeah, well, you can have 1/2 of 1 serving, and that has to last.
All right, that's it. That's all I'm eating.
And then you get to open it again by Wednesday, and then you can touch that bag again on Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday.
Polly don't approve of my snack. Well,
thank you, Paul. Latino Slant, thank you for being in unison.
Sucking your gut. Lois Sherry's here.
Hi, Sherry. So you just highlighted her because get me distracted, huh? It's
I know how to
working.
distract you.
Hi, Sherry. I like your new profile pic. God,
Yes, very lovely indeed.
what the hell is that? Fucking
Celery
serious.
is not, my friend. It's barely a carrier.
I have celery downstairs in the fridge. If you live down the street, I'd let you come over and you'd have some celery snacks.
I'll put some peanut butter on it, maybe.
Oh, for God's sake. No. Oh. At that point, you might as well just put a 2 pieces of bread.
You know what celery is? It's a water stick.
Yes. And they make an excellent snack, Tom, and they're very filling.
That's not a snack. That's a drink that is pretending to be food.
Well, it still fills the tummy and provides you with a healthy alternative for good living.
I wonder how much actual nutrition there is in celery.
It doesn't matter because it fills you up and makes you continue with your day and provides you with the fiber you need in order to lead a balanced lifestyle.
And that's Midnight Edge Snacks. Midnight Snacks. There you go. Oh, Lord. What is everybody up to tonight? I hope everybody had a wonderful Easter if you celebrate it. If you don't, it was just another Sunday. But, yeah. You didn't do anything special for Easter? Did you not have the boy this weekend, or what's up?
Max is with his mom this
That's
weekend.
what I was wondering, yeah. So you're bachelor padding it and just working the whole time, huh?
Kind of. Took breaks and, here and there, but
I know you watched a little Star Trek.
That was last night.
I watched a little Star Trek too, and I sent you the link, the codes for those. Yeah.
Yep. Thank you, by the way. That was awesome.
No problem, man.
In when we live in contentious times, sometimes you got to go back to the original stuff.
That's how bad shit has gotten for Star Trek when they're making
I was
like...
so mad and angry about things in general. What did I do? At the end of the night, I put on the motion picture 4K. Dude, not only are the visuals great, the audio on that freaking 4K, holy bananas.
Yeah, they did a good job on that.
Bro, the audio on that 4K is thunderous in my living room. I mean, thunderous.
Yeah. The one I sent you, though, is for Generations and First Contact.
Yeah.
Star Trek's gotten bad when Generations feels like a good movie now.
Well, see, the thing is, I actually like it.
I don't hate it, but I get it. Like, there is a lot of stupid in the Generation movies. It makes no fucking sense whatsoever. And as an older adult now watching these, I'm like, because it's probably been 10 or so years since I've watched any of these in a while. I'm just like, God, I remember loving these as a kid, because I did. I grew up on the Generation films. I saw them all in theaters. But like, watched Generations the other night again, and I'm just like, my God, this movie is dumb. Like, very dumb. And dumb in a sense that it's so chock full of holes, man. Like, I'm one of those people, though, that does think that Kirk's death is kind of humorous just because of him dying under a bridge and his last words being "oh my," but still, like, I get the irony in that. But
right,
the rest of it, though, the Nexus, the whole thing, like, why don't they just go back to way back before the Nexus? Like, well, they could save a lot more lives.
So the thing that annoys me most is Guinan. Bro, I always hated Whoopi Goldberg on that series. She just drove me absolute nuts. And the other thing that was very distracting on that was the hairdo of the villain. It was just very distracting. But Guinan God, I couldn't stand Whoopi Goldberg in any episode she ever did. Same thing with Q. Could never stand Q either.
I always like Q.
Newsflash. The Next Generation is like, that's why I'm not like, oh my God, this Picard 3 is amazing. Dude, like, Next Generation.
He's a nice guy, too, the guy that plays him. But anyway,
Next Generation is probably like my least favorite of all of the non-TOS. I know that's heresy, but it is. I like
First Contact, though. I'm watching it again. It doesn't hold up as well as it used to.
I don't know. For some reason, I'm very forgiving of all of those movies. For some reason.
I understand. Insurrection, I started watching it, but again, that one's That one's the boring one, but that's the one that's most like a TNG episode.
Right.
Because it is almost exactly like Who Watched the Watcher episode or whatever.
Exactly.
So, and then you get to Nemesis, which is really just a ripoff of Wrath of Khan, let's be real.
Right.
Which they're doing again now with Picard.
But I still like Nemesis because of Tom, what's his name?
Tom Hardy does a good job playing.
Tom Hardy. Shaman Monkey Jeebus is in the chat, and they're on probation from social media and YouTube. I don't know why they're there. I just want to let them know.
Yeah. And then we've got some super chats here already. Wolven Weaver says, I'm resting off baked mac and cheese. Ooh. I shared my recipe, but I'd probably drastically reduce your lifespan if I did so. Well, that could be, but here's the thing is I'm raised in the cheese. Like, I can handle more cheese than an average person can because I'm from Wisconsin. That's one of our superpowers here. Like, the amount of cheese that would normally back a person up. I eat that for breakfast. I know you're not a big fan of cheese.
No, in fact, I'm pretty lactose intolerant, so cheese is a rarity in my day. And I've just never seen the point of it. It doesn't taste like anything to me. It just tastes like blah. Plus, if I have too much of it, like let's just say Mexican Iron Man will be addressing certain piping issues that will arise, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I do love me some mac and cheese, though. Scott Westbrook is here. How you doing, Scott? And says, hi, Tom and Mike. Figured I'd get this in before the crowd shows up from VR. Keep up the great work. Well, thank you. And yeah, hopefully those folks will be joining us soon. Excuse me, since I stole Mikey. Hey, we got a new member in Super Cosmic Mutant Honey Candle Squid.
That is a cool ass channel name or YouTube name.
Yeah.
Minimum Effort Puppy.
Is it a minimum effort? I was just looking.
It is a minimum effort puppy, which I am well accustomed for because of frickin' Bambino.
Minimum effort. You say he puts in no effort. That's the difference.
Yeah, but we don't have a no effort.
Well, we got Lazy Puppy. This would be Bambino.
No, at least that dog's in motion.
Yeah, but he's not doing it.
Yeah, but he's still
chubby with the wings.
Look, that dog right there at least made the effort to get on the Roomba and go somewhere. Bambino? Shit.
The chubby with the wings. Squid scented candle. Yuck. I don't know about that. But thank you so much, Super Cosmic Mutant Honey Candle Squid. That's an interesting name indeed. And James Villanueva is here and says, my Star Wars is pre-Disney and my Trek is pre-2009. Yeah, I hear you. That's totally understandable there. But, yeah. And we got some more people joining us now. I see Dr. Coffin Nails here. Fresh Snows here. Let's see who else we got. DS Ford's here. Waza Waza's here. Melodic Method. Welcome, everybody. Sean Carter is here. Duck Nation's in the house now. Brightest Day is in the house. I see you there. Brian Nelson. I saw Loki was here. Snowdove's here. Probably send out some links here pretty soon. Mikey and I were just talking about how we've never streamed together before. By ourselves.
Not by ourselves.
Yeah. No effort, Bambino. Exactly. He sent me some picture of Bambino. It is so cute. He is so adorable. I see why you spoil him as you do. You gripe, but you spoil him. Kind of like a bored corgi.
Okay, that right there would be. Okay, imagine that. Okay, put him back up, bored corgi. Okay, so I would put the ball down, and then Bambino would stare at it because his paw wouldn't touch it.
What do you expect me to do with that?
Yeah, he'd be like.
So how's the squirrel doing?
Oh, Sammy?
Yeah.
I haven't seen Sammy.
You were quiet for a while. I didn't like that.
Well, no, Sammy. Well, no, okay, hold on. I'm trying to remember when the last time I saw Sammy. Sammy, I saw him about 3 weeks ago. He was chasing a little girlfriend, like around the trees, and I don't know what they're doing. I haven't seen him much since then.
Oh, I know. You don't bullshit. You don't know what they're doing.
Well,
did he jump out of the tree?
Well,
he's probably learning from you.
Yeah. So Sammy's very distinctive. He has a real distinctive look. Like and the way he like holds his tail, it's very different than all the other squirrels. So I can usually spot him. I haven't seen him about 3 weeks. The last time I saw him, he was like chasing this other little squirrel. Dude, like that girl ran. Like she's just like, no, Sammy, no. And Sammy's just like she was like going up the tree, and Sammy like would find a shortcut, and Sammy would launch from one tree to the other tree. It was pretty funny. I was trying to film it, but I dropped the camera as I was trying to.
I'm trying to find. It's just for those who don't know who Sammy is.
Sammy the squirrel. So he's very. He's still hanging. I mean, I haven't seen him in about. Wait, hold on. When's the last time I saw him? What's today's date? The 9th? Oh no, I saw him like right around the 25th. Yeah,
I love this video.
Yeah, so I guess.
So we're gonna watch this.
Feels like 3,
quick.
but it's 2.
Yeah. Here we go. So for those who don't know who Sammy the squirrel is. We're going to watch this. I'll put it in 1 point, so it's a little bit faster. He says he's not a YouTuber. Look at this shit. Look at this. That was Mikey in first grade. He already had a mustache. Okay, here's the rescue. This is scary.
Okay, guys, we had a squirrel fall out of the tree into the pool. I fished him out with this little net, and he managed to scurry his way over here. We're on the squirrel rescue hunt. We're going to help Sammy the squirrel. We're going to get him warmed up.
It's not looking good for Sammy here.
Yeah, come on, little guy. You can do it. You're going to fight.
Oh,
okay?
Man.
Let's get you some water and some food. Okay, come on, Sammy. Come on, buddy. He's awake. He's alive. He's cold, though, so we're going to get him all bundled up, and we're going to try to save this guy. This is Sammy the squirrel.
Dude, I thought he was a goner.
He looked like it, man. He was belly
Sammy
up.
the squirrel is now bundled up.
He's just
alive.
like in shock.
He's breathing. He's bleeding.
See how his
now.
little face has that different colors? That's how he's easy to spot.
Getting him all dried off and warmed up here.
Yeah, I see that.
Come on, Sammy. Hey, buddy.
He's got like the orange.
Gonna get you some water and get you some
he's like
nuts
kind of orange.
Okay, get some food in you. We don't know how long he was in the pool. It looks like he's been in there for like an hour or two, maybe even longer, because it's been a few hours since I was outside and checked. And so when I went outside for my break, I saw him in the pool struggling, and got him. Looks like we got him just in time. Okay, Sammy. So he's breathing now. He's dried off, and we're gonna get him a little cuddle bed going here, and get him some nuts and some water.
So we're an hour later now, as if those people can't read.
1
Sammy's
hour
getting better.
later.
He's dried off. He just had a couple of little almonds that I gave him.
He's looking
Love those freaking almonds.
Got him a little water.
I bet.
Dude, he
looks like he's got
chowed
some
down
more
those
energy. We're gonna
almonds.
keep tabs on him.
Well, hell
so
yeah,
that
he
can
didn't
go
even have
back
to do the
having
hard
tree
work. There we go. Is this another 2 hours later, or is this 2 hours from initially?
So this is another 2 hours later.
Sammy is recuperating. He's got his little
he's looking
Sammy
a lot better
rehab
now.
and rehabilitation cocoon. He's doing good so far. He's had a few almonds, or nuts, I should say. I gave him a walnut.
So I came back out, and he was knocked out, dude. Look at that. Look at him.
That means he's comfy.
Oh, he's so knocked out. He's just like, oh, the light.
You disturbed him.
Yeah, and then he slept for 3 hours.
Where is
Then
he
came
must
back, he
have
was
really
freaking
needed it.
gone.
Yeah, Mikey
Okay,
made
we're
him a
looking
little
for our patient.
ICU.
Our patient appears to have woken up. Where are you?
I had to lock
You ran
Bambino
around?
away.
I bet, because Bambino wanted lunch.
Sammy has made a full recovery. He's moving. He's grooving.
Yay!
We're trying to get him outside now. Sammy's gonna make it, everybody.
Yay!
He's gonna make it. Oh, but first we gotta get him outside. Come on, Sammy, go outside.
Yay!
Then the tragic
Recovery.
twist at the end.
Shh, just don't ruin it.
All right.
He loves it. He looks like he looked like he loves it.
Dude, he took off full throttle out of the back kitchen door, took off full throttle, and then landed in the pool. He was aiming for the tree, and he landed in the pool again. Then I had to fish him out. Then he was.
No.
And then for about a good week and a half, I left almonds and nuts out in the back sliding door. Like when I get up in the morning, I would put him out there, and then and he was coming every day for a while. So, but yeah, he's got
That's
a little
adorable.
girlfriend now. I don't know. Maybe he's got a little Sammy squirrel family now. I don't know.
Sure. He's gonna working on it. He's working on it.
I mean, I feel kind of bad.
Disney
Like
executive.
I didn't have the talk with Sammy about the birds and the bees and the squirrels. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you about the birds and the bees. Indeed. We got a couple more super chats here. Look at this. Waltman says, I still see Wakanda Forever toys on the shelves at my Target. And now I'm slowly starting to see Bud Light products not being moved. Yeah. There's some people who've been griping about that. But I also saw this interesting report that Deadline put out that claiming that Wakanda Forever has made like 200 and some million dollars. And I'm like, yeah, right. And as we learned earlier on Valiant's show, he pointed out that, yeah, what that is basically Disney paying themselves for the streaming rights. You know, so like if you have $10 and you put it in your other pocket, you don't have $20 now. You still have $10 fucking dollars. Okay, that's the way math works, right, Mike?
Last time I checked, it did.
Yeah, just because you move it from one place to another does not mean it's profit. In fact, you probably lost a little bit of money in that process, in taxes and whatnot. DS Ford says, "Hail, Mikey, Tom and Mikey. What do you make about MJ's rejection of Disney?" I saw this, and I'm not 100% sure if it's legit. Did you see this, Mikey?
Who's MJ?
Michael Jordan, of course, because Michael Jackson's dead. He's like, they said, "Hey, Michael, you want to be in?"
What's Michael Jordan have to do with Disney?
Well, absolutely nothing.
I'm confused.
Okay, here, I'll get the story up because this came across. And I'm just like, is this real? Because I couldn't verify the outlet and or the individual that they quote. So please take this with a grain of salt, guys. According to this report, Michael Jordan turned down a $120 million ad campaign with Disney. He said, "I like my reputation." And this comes from Daily News and Time. Like, I've never heard of him before. And I even tried to look up this individual that they quote, and I could not find him in any connection, Joe Barron, to Michael Jordan. Somebody can.
Well, let's look at it a couple ways. But here's what I want to say. Whether this news outlet is real or the story is real or not, what is real are the sentiments that inspired the story, real or not.
It's clearly not like a parody site or anything, because like here in the quote, it said, the big plan was to get some huge names to back the company on its path back to family values. Fortunately, the number one name and the only man who could have made it work said no. Michael Jordan turned down a $120 million offer from Disney to be the new name and face of the company. It's far too woke for him. Said Jordan's lifelong friend and spokesman, Joe Barron. I tried finding this person in connection with Michael, and I couldn't.
First of all, why would anyone believe that Disney wants to do a pro-family, anti-woke campaign?
After last week's shit show of an earnings call, I
don't know. Bob sounded to me like he was going to be the Winston Churchill of woke.
Come on, you know damn well he was like, "Oh fuck." Give me a break, bro. Mike. You have been in so many of those rooms. You've known so many Bob Igers in your lifetime.
You know what? I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall when the legal counsel, when that call went click, and the legal counsel looked at him, and he looked at the legal counsel, and they looked at each other, and then they looked out into space.
I'm sure the first thing he said was, "What the fuck was that?"
Yep.
And literally. I heard a rumor that the reason it ended so abruptly after that one call was because legal shut it down.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
Of course, because he fucked himself with that one comment.
Well, it also didn't take long for them to figure out that the screening system wasn't working.
Yeah. And honestly, no marks that. I get what you're saying. You're being a little facetious here, but that's probably, I wouldn't say that's too out of the realm for any kind of like a promotional campaign with somebody like that to help. Like, even say it was like Disney Plus and maybe the parks. Like, could you imagine them doing like a string of commercials with Michael Jordan in the Disney parks and how big of a deal that would be? I don't see 120 million being out of the realm of possibility. Would you?
Absolutely not.
Like, yeah, even if it's just doing a campaign for that.
How much did Dipshit get for just putting some shit on social media for Bud Light?
Exactly. And that's my point. Is like, yeah, that chump change to him anyway, but like,
right.
But according to this, it said it's Mike is done with social justice warrior stuff. People need to pull themselves up by the bootstraps and use their natural abilities to play professional sports. if they want to get ahead. It's that simple. I don't know if this is real or not, because this sounds very, very much obviously directed towards, let's say, men taking over women's sports, for instance. But then again, I mean, Michael is known to be somebody who generally doesn't take political sides, really.
No.
But yeah, fact, Leslie, it sounds so good, too good to be true kind of thing. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, did you, Six? What did you find out? Is it fake? Joe Barron was also the spokesperson of Kyle Rittenhouse. Interesting. If you sent it to me, it hasn't gone through yet. Unless you sent it on Twitter, that could be. Hang on. I'm not seeing it. Did I miss it in the chat? Probably. It wasn't Deadline. That was something else. That was the other one, I think. So I never said this one was Deadline.
Tom, if they paid you $120 million, would you put on a dress and do a woke campaign?
Yeah.
Everybody's got their price.
120 million is 120 million, man.
Okay, how about 100 million? Would you do it for 100 million?
I don't know. Honestly, I put on a dress for less.
You put on a dress to raise money for Drunk 3PO. That's
exactly.
The first time I ever heard about you was you were on screen in a wig, lipstick, in a dress, talking about some guy named Drunk 3PO.
I made the mistake of opening my mouth and saying that I would dress in drag for an entire stream if we could get it over the goal, which I think was, I don't remember what the goal was, but then shell back through in $50 or $55, whatever it was, to get over the goal, like that. I'm like, shit, I should have made it more. So like that went real quick. So it's like, I'm stuck doing it now. You know, I said it as kind of a joke, but like, I thought maybe it helped drive. I didn't know it'd go that fast. Yeah, I learned that real quick. So, but yeah, what else we got here, Mikey? We got Rave Girl's here. We ain't seen Rave Girl in a while. How you doing? Says, hi all. Did you catch Grace Randolph backpedal? She's basically pretending like her Mario review doesn't exist. What a joke. Yes. I even posted on her video, and already her simps were coming out at me on the comment.
What is she doing in the backpedal?
Well, she was talking about the box office and basically not acknowledging any of the bullshit that she had said. And then she tried to sidestep by pointing out that the Hispanic audience is one of the largest audiences for the movie. So basically trying to get in line with what John Leguizamo was saying. But he's not saying anything that Paulie and I and you and everybody else who've talked about this before hasn't been saying, and that is that, you know, the Hispanic audience is the most underrepresented audience in Hollywood. But John is really trying to connect two dots here that don't really belong. Just because he happened to be in the original Mario Brothers doesn't mean necessarily there has to be a Hispanic character in the new one. I don't get it. Like, he was playing an Italian plumber to begin with, so I don't understand his logic on this. But anyway. But yeah, she's pretty much acting like she never said this movie was going to fail.
Dude, I could not handle her voice. Her voice is just so irritating. I don't know who watches her, but obviously
there's some people who like her.
Yeah. Oh God, that voice. She sounds like one of my exes back in California.
Oh,
yeah, I dated this liberal leftist blonde chick, and God, Grace sounds exactly like her.
So let's talk about the box office. So Dork Vader sends in $10 and says, happy Easter, Tom and Mike. Well, happy Easter to you, Dork Vader. I hope you're doing well, you and the fam. We got Eric Winberg in the house. Says, what's up, OGs? Hail, Tom and Mike. Yeah.
Hail, Eric.
Yeah. Marks47 says, you got to kiss the squirrel with consent.
Bro, it's funny you say that because when I went out when I went out there to go get Sammy, I mean, you guys got the video when he was I mean, he was in bad shape in the beginning. I'm like, God, if I have to do mouth to mouth on this fucking scroll, and I was like, how would I even do that? Like, you're like little tiny,
Lord.
you push on his chest,
I don't know what you could do.
Dude, it was awful though when I fished him out. When I fished him out of the. I thought just getting him out of the pool was going to be enough because I didn't have the phone on me. I went and got the camera. So what happened is I fished him out of the pool, and then I thought he would just like go, and he just kind of struggled, got through the metal fence, and then just collapsed. And I'm like, oh my God, he's dead.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I think it was shock, but yeah. I think Fresh Snow's right. You'd probably use a straw, I'd imagine. Something to that effect.
Haven't had a box of those back since my party days in the early 2000s. Oops, was that my inside voice?
In California, you'd be in trouble because it'd all be paper straw. You'd be like, fuck, paper straw, fuck, paper straw. This ain't going to work. We're going to lose him. Yeah. How ironic. Plastic straws have been killing animals for years, according to them, and now I can't save one because all I have is fucking paper straws. Snowdub says, did Mexican Iron Man watch Rambo yet, and why not?
No, because I'm barely able to do my live stream commitments that I've made for various shows, because other than that, I'm in tax season. Freaking hell!
You were busy with taxes, yeah, so I'll give you that. You only got Rambo 4 anyway, don't you? You don't have the first 3.
I have Rambo, and then I don't know what I have. Don't quiz me right now.
Because they start with First Blood.
Right, but I have Rambo.
Which is part 4, actually.
I don't know. It's downstairs, for God's sake. I don't know.
I know, it's confusing.
You don't quiz me right now, Tom.
Yeah, I appreciate what Snow is doing, but you really got to see at least First Blood before you see Rambo.
I ain't seen nothing until May 18th.
I mean, you probably skip.
I mean, Star Trek, even that one, when I put it on, I only watched 25 minutes of that, and then I went, Well,
I know what you mean. It's not easy. I have the same thing. I always have like movies that I've only watched like quarters of. Gabriel Knight says, I'm so black-pilled about the state of entertainment. Is this ever going to improve? If so, how much longer? I've been making some bold claims in the last couple of weeks here about I think we're going to see a shift sooner than we think because there's no money left in the woke. But there is money shifting over towards the environmental shit. So I have a feeling that it's going to go away a little. It's going to take a little bit longer, but it's going to be a trade-off. Instead of the woke crap, it's going to be Earth first stuff. So I think we can deal with that, though.
I don't know. All the optimism is dead in my heart. I'm beyond black pilled at this point. I'm black hole pilled. Like any optimism that might be around me, I will just suck it into the black hole of desolation.
I don't know. We got a lot of movies coming out this year. Let's go through the list here in just a minute. Novella Princess sends in 1999 and says, so I was wondering what exactly determines a show being renewed on a streaming service, such as the one daytime soap opera that was moved from network TV last fall and was just renewed for 2 more years this last month. Okay, well, for one, of course, is viewership.
Yeah.
Secondly, if it has a continued viewership.
Yep.
Thirdly, and probably the most important, does it bring in new eyeballs? Meaning the percentage of people that watch it, is it a good steady percentage of new viewers? See, and this was one of the things that came in the way from what we had heard and what we could fathom from doing our research on Cobra Kai season 6, what took so long for Netflix to renew it, was because, it was a hit, but the way they were seeing it most likely was it wasn't necessarily bringing in new subscribers. All the people that were watching it were people that have been watching it all this time. But they finally came around and said, we're going to renew it. But I think that's the biggest thing that they pay attention to, because there's been a lot of shows that have been hits, but they end up canceling them, and it's a head scratcher for most people. And that's the only answer I can get out of anybody in the industry is that, they're getting views, but they're not getting new eyeballs, and new eyeballs is what these streaming services want. And this came up in the earnings call. There was that one guy who was smart enough to bring it up, how basically there's a finite ceiling to this shit. What are you going to do?
They all think that see, the folly the folly of their thinking is that they think that, well, since Netflix has so many millions of subs, we're going to have that many millions of subs. And that's just not true, because there's critical mass at this point with the different streaming services that I have, which exclude Disney Plus. but I have everything else. Like I have it all other than that. And shit, man. I mean, it's just like at what point does all this stuff cost more than cable?
You're not wrong. And it's at least the one that costs the most for me. HBO Max is the one I watch the most, at least.
Right.
So at least I can justify that one, but some of the other ones, it's getting to a point where the only reason I have Hulu still is because if I cancel it, then I lose whatever deal I had, which was like I think $6.99 or I think it's up to $8.99 now, but it's still like a grandfather deal or whatever it is. And my kid gets Disney Plus for free, so I just use his deal for that. Of course, Amazon, I mean, I use periodically, but that's more of a hub for like Paramount Plus and a few other things more so than actual Amazon. Because I don't really watch any Amazon Prime shows that I can think of. All the stuff I watch there is through Paramount Plus. So. But yeah, no, like the basic answer is yes. It has to have a good audience plus bringing in new audience at the same time. Those are the two key things to getting a show renewed on a streaming platform. We got that one already, didn't we? We did.
Yep.
Action Com says, have you heard about the new music titles for the Grease remake? Oh, the Pink Ladies thing? Yeah. We watched that one trailer.
Yeah, we watched
one episode,
and
they were the one that fucking pulled down our stream.
God, that was so infuriating.
They didn't do it. That one wasn't live. Or was it live? One of them was live, what we were doing. And that's what we said. This is why we don't usually watch a lot of trailers. But like, I don't know. I think that was last week that happened. But yeah, we watched that one live and it got pulled down not too long after it was live.
The Grease one we did like a month ago.
Yeah, I was going to say, but that episode got blocked like worldwide because of that fucking trailer.
Awesome.
Yeah. I think I fought it and I don't know if it's back or not. I'd have to go back and look, but the algorithm's been, we bitched about Mama Susan, but the algorithm's kind of been worse. But yeah, we were commenting on this on Mead, and it was the whole Glee takeover of Grease. Surprised you missed it, Action Com. Maybe that's why you missed it, is because that was the episode that got blocked. You didn't catch it. But yeah, I could see that. It's a TV show. It's a prequel show, I believe. Fresh Snow. It's called Rise of the Pink Ladies.
Rise of the Pink Ladies, who in the middle of the 1950s, all right, it's like God, that scene where they're all like it's diversity inclusion parking lot.
Right.
I'm just like, get the fuck out
of here. Yeah. Dork Vader says, thank goodness it was Mike that found that squirrel and not Richard Gere. Oh.
No.
Could have taken a very dark turn. It could have.
Oh no.
G-Dog sends us a super sticker. It's either popcorn or a thumbs up. If you haven't hit that thumbs up yet, please do. I didn't get a chance to catch what it was. Action Com says, have you seen the Simpsons episode, The Trouble with Trillions? Particularly the opening scene where Homer tries to get his taxes in the mail. Is that a newer one, Action Com? Because if it's anything in the last, since like season 29, I haven't watched it.
I have not seen it. Here, let me Google it now while you're doing that. Don't worry, I won't bring it on screen though. Because
it doesn't sound familiar, so I'm thinking it's an episode that I haven't seen. Because, I mean, I pretty much remember the first 10, 15 years of The Simpsons, and then from there on out.
It's from 1998.
Oh, wow, it is an older one.
Yeah, Homer is forced to spy for the IRS after an audit, but when he is asked to retrieve a $1 trillion bill from Mr. Burns, he switches sides and the two flee to Cuba for refuge.
Wow, I don't remember that, but I guarantee you I watched it, because I didn't miss a Simpsons episode until like the 30th season.
See, that right there, everybody's got their price. For Homer, it was... half of a $1 trillion bill.
Well, and that's the thing, is like I can remember the last episode I watched of The Simpsons, but I can't remember a lot of the ones up in between there. That's the problem. So I remember the one that finally turned me off. I'm like, nope, this is it. That's enough. This ain't The Simpsons no more. And I even checked out before the Apu shit, which was weird. Like after I heard that, I'm like glad I didn't.
I liked him. He was a Brown brother.
Look up the music titles they're telling. Oh, okay. The music titles. Grease.
You gotta look up Pink Ladies. Rise of the Pink Ladies.
Okay, we're gonna rule the school too pure to be pink. So this is Rydell. If you can't be an athlete, be an athletic supporter. Are those the actual names of the episodes, or are those the names of the songs? Those are the names of the episodes. See separate page. I'm not finding the song.
All right, this is research we can do on a live stream.
Yeah, you're gonna have to DM it.
Action Com, send it to us, and we'll talk about it on Tuesday. Thank you.
Yeah. If not, yeah, just DM it to me. But yeah, no, it's pretty bad. Oh, here we go. I found it.
Grease is the word.
This is the word. Different this year. Good girl act. You must have found it too. And new cool.
New cool.
That's in episode 1. That's all this one has.
I don't know. Anyway,
that one's not so telling. I'd say the episode titles are a bit more telling though. This is something I know I won't be watching.
Yeah, Action Com, don't watch this. You have better things to do.
Yeah. Trust me.
And back to the show.
And back to the program. I'm surprised nobody else has come in yet. Is Valiant still live or something?
I don't know. You want me to go find out? Is this what I get for leaving him and coming over here and not being there and shutting the show down? No.
Probably because they're still yakking.
Are
probably
they?
Pro. I don't know. Let me look. Pro's probably going on and on.
I want to talk like Pro. I want to talk like Pro does. If I ever
they're still live.
If I ever become like a real YouTuber, like I want to talk like WDW Pro. I want to say things that are absolutely exciting and innovative and different. I want to have that kind of YouTube voice that sounds authoritative yet funny in the right moments and insightful when it comes to releasing breaking news. How'd I do?
You did great.
It sound like WDW Pro?
A little bit. But maybe he's got like that.
Maybe I had too much cheese in there, huh?
You can't eat cheese.
No, like the little cheesy talk.
Oh, gotcha. I see.
What?
Talk some Mando and Indiana Jones trailer. Why? This is the channel where this is the show we're supposed to not talk about the news. I haven't watched Mando, so there's nothing for me to really talk about. And Indiana Jones is one of the worst trailers I've ever seen in my life. And I've seen some pretty shit trailers in my life. Like, that was one of the, wow, just bad. So anyway, but yeah, they're still doing super chats over there on Valiance.
They were cleared when I left, and that was the first mistake. I should have.
Are you kidding me?
No, they were cleared. They were down to 0, and all they had to do was end the show.
How come he's still live?
I left them live. I should have.
You go give them hell.
Okay, first up. Okay, literally, watch this. I'm gonna send a super chat, $10 super chat. Will this show end before midnight? Asking for a friend.
Don't send 10. Jesus, you can do that in 5.
Yeah, I'm gonna. You know what? I'll do it $2. I'm gonna send him $2.
Oh. Well, you might need a little more than that to say that. I don't know if
I've ever done a $2 super chat in my life. Let me see. Will this show end before midnight? Oh, I can do it. Okay, yeah, it gives me enough characters. That's the
just
thing.
Barely.
That's the thing about YouTube. I'm like, why don't they give you more characters? Like, let's say you've only got $2 to do. Why do you only get like 50 characters? That's bullshit.
You got to get creative. I've been there when I've only had a couple bucks left, and I'm like, I'm going to send a super chat, and you got to get creative.
Well, I know that's my point. I mean, I remember, like, okay, I send big super chats now when I send them, but bro, for a good year and a half, I was super broke. I couldn't afford even $2 super chat. You know what I mean? If I did like 5 or 10 of those, that was gas money that week, and that was it. I mean, there were some hard times there. So I'm real sensitive to like reading super chats and paying attention to people in the live chat. That's why I try to talk to all you guys that are watching us on the show right now. That are in the live stream, because I want you to feel that you're part of the show, super chat or not, especially if they send super chats. Oh shit, I owe is Watari in the chat right now? Because I owe him a drink from the other night.
You owe him another drink?
Yeah, he sent a super chat right before I signed off the other. It wasn't on your show, it was on DC show, but I feel bad. I feel guilty. I don't know why. It's not like the $20 went to me, but you know. Ooh, there's a good question we can cover.
Meg J says, do you think the Mario movie will hit $1 billion? Hell yeah.
Oh, are you kidding?
It'd have to try hard not to, and it has nothing to compete with coming up. In fact, that's what we're going to talk
My
about.
Beavers unit. Fuck Valiant Renegade. This is way past my bedtime, bro. Not cool. She just sent in a $2 super chat.
Who did?
Beavers unit. My Beavers unit over at Valiant Renegade. Just in what it says. Fuck Valiant. Quit the.
Man says we got Street Fighter movie and Five Nights at Freddy movie coming up. Yep. Oh yeah, doesn't Evil Rise Dead come out this month? Yes, it's funny you asked that. Let's get that. And then Marks 27 says you got to abbreviate exactly, and then hope that somebody like me can understand what the fuck you're saying.
When do you think it's going to hit $1 billion? How long do you think that's going to take? Let's do it. Let's do an over under. What do you think?
June. I think because it's about when it's going to have competition. It's got to hit $1 billion by June.
You think it'll happen that fast?
It has to almost.
Now, here's something interesting. Everybody I know is running to see this movie, Tom. Everybody, my kid, his friends, like everybody, if they haven't already seen it, they've got plans to see it this week, especially with spring break being out. Right? But yet to this day, I can only name 10 or 15 people that I know that ever saw Avatar. I mean, I saw it 3 times in the theater, but I don't think I know more than 10. Let me see.
That's because most of it's from outside the U.S.
That much of it, though, bro? Come on.
Well, a lot of it is like 70% of the box office, like more than 70%. And that's where I was saying earlier on VR stream. I don't know if you were in there yet or not. I can't remember, but
no, I came in just when I came in.
People were asking if it's going to beat Avatar. And of course, everybody's like, no. I'm like, well, it could domestically. And then everybody was like, well, yeah, it could. Because, yeah, it could domestically. Like, because Avatar hasn't made as much domestically as it has overseas.
God, when this thing opens up, when Mario opens up, let's do a little poll. Can we do a poll in the chat?
Yeah, I can do a poll.
Okay, here's everybody in the chat. We're gonna participate. There's almost 300 of you in the chat. I have a question for all of you. You're gonna get to vote that either you have no interest in seeing Mario, or you've seen it, or you're gonna see it. I've seen it. So Paul or Tom, 2 options. Option 1, I've seen it, or I'm gonna see it, and option 2, no interest at all. Let's see what the people say.
All right. Hang on. Poll. Start a poll.
Yeah, poll.
How do I do this?
Tom, you just go into your dashboard and you start a poll.
I know, but I can actually have 3 options here. I can have a few. Here's what I did. Okay, there you go. Seen it, going to see it, or not going to see it.
Right, but right now I'm looking at all the movie release titles.
Okay, that's a poll in the thing. So yeah, this is looking at what's coming up here. Mario is right around there. So it has pretty clean sailing. I mean, Renfield, Evil Dead come out, but those are not really competition. Nothing really competes with it until Guardians of the Galaxy, and it has a whole month to play before Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay.
And then the next big movie after that is Fast X, and then Little Mermaid. And the jury's still out on Little Mermaid yet. Then we got Spider-Man coming up in June. Transformers.
What is this? What do you mean Spider-Man? What's Spider-Man?
Across the Spider-Verse.
Oh, that doesn't count.
I know. Elemental comes out on the 16th of June. I don't think that's going to do too well. I saw the trailer for that. We got Indiana Jones in the last week of June. Mission Impossible opens up in the second week of June. Oppenheimer and Barbie and the Marvels will end July. Or I said July, I meant June. July. Meg 2 opens up in August, and then you got Ninja Crapheads. That's pretty much it besides Blue Beetle. Gran Turismo comes out in here. See how that does. And the 3rd or 4th attempt at a Haunted Mansion film. And that pretty much ends up the summer. We got Equalizer 3 coming in September, but Expendables 4.
By the way, I think Valiant's annoyed with me and Beaver, but the show is finally ending.
Good.
So what you're telling me is that when we look at this list, like whatever's on it, The Exorcist, this and that, blah, blah, what you're telling me is that when you look at this list, you have hope that we're going to get more things that are entertaining than we've gotten the last 2 or 3 years. Is that what you're telling me?
Well, there's this list alone is like basically the movies we had gotten like in 2020 is like the first line of this list. And then 2022, 21, half of this maybe. We're finally getting a full-on release schedule almost pretty much here. I mean, of course, this has got some 2024 and 25 films on it too, but this is just something that's been going around for a while that we've had that we refer to from time to time. Some of these are obviously subject to change. Some of them have already changed. Some of them may not even materialize.
All right. So when you're from where I sit as a black-pilled ass fan of cinema, IPs, et cetera, I sit here black-pilled thinking the world looks bleak, everything sucks, and everything's going to keep sucking the way it sucked before. You're telling me, Tom, that I should be optimistic and I should have things to look forward to, and this trend of Hollywood that appears to me to not be getting better will finally turn around sometime this year, next year. Is that what you're telling me?
It's probably next year sometime, but I mean, there's a chance that Fast X probably won't be that woke. Transformers is the jury's still out on. You got Mission Impossible here. Barbie is actually shaping up to be better than a lot of people I think we're anticipating. Blue Beetle looks pretty good outside of the Batman line. And of course, the Equalizer and the Expendables, I mean, we could pretty much count on those probably being semi-decent, I would think. And like I said, that ends up our summer, because then from there on out, we don't get nothing until October, November. So you got the other Ghostbuster movie, aside from the new cast that's been announced for that. I was looking forward to it. We got Dune in November. I'm looking forward to that. The Exorcist might be good now that they got what's her face on board. So who knows? Chick from the first movie. Just forgot her name. Linda Blair. So we'll see. I mean,
wow, look at you, Tom. I never thought the day would come when you would be more optimistic about a movie release schedule than I was.
I don't know if I'd say optimistic. I just know there's options, because I don't have to go see the Marvels. I can go see something else. There's other options out there besides just the normal bullshit usually. Even if you don't want to go see Indiana Jones, there's a few things that come out around that time. So, I'm not so much optimistic as I'm just glad that there's some options this year.
All right. Well, okay.
Options like a hot dog.
I mean, look, a year. How long is a year? A year goes by pretty damn quick. When did we see Ghostbusters? When was that? A year and a half ago already now?
Yeah, last October.
Not October of this past year, but the year before, or was it last year?
This last year, I believe. Wasn't it?
So it was 7 months ago.
No, wait.
No, it was a year ago.
Yeah, it was a year ago. You're right.
Okay, so...
Because Spider-Man No Way Home come out just after it. So that would have been Christmas of 2021. I'm pretty sure.
All right, our poll results are in. 27% are not going to see it.
Welcome, viewers from Valiant Renegade. Appreciate it.
Welcome to the Tom and Mike show.
Well, let's let it keep going, because now we got a bunch of new people in here.
All right, seen it.
Check out the poll.
So far, we're at 74%.
Wow. It's a little bit more.
Dude, that's a lot. If you think about the 400 people that are here right now, all of these people that are in this chat are knowledgeable fans. They know their entertainment. They all know their TV or their manga or their whatever, their anime or their movie or their cinema and their music. Because, fans of this channel.
Well, we're closing in on 500 people here. Keep voting, guys, because there's only half of you have voted.
So what we want to know is, of the Mario movie, you've either seen it or you're going to see it or you're not going to see it at all.
I'm surprised how close the seen it and not going to see it are. Actually, more have not seen it than have seen it in our chat, which is surprising. But the going to see it,
You
is
know why I'm not
57%.
surprised about that?
Right there is your answer on is it going to make $1 billion and how fast? Right there.
Yeah, because look, if you're telling me that, look at the data right now. We've got 242 votes in of 500 people that are here in the chat. And of those people, we've got 20% of them have seen it, but more than double that number, that percentage, are gonna go see it. That means this thing has legs, and Grace Randolph is wrong, and $1 billion is in this movie's future sooner than I would have predicted for sure.
The power of math, kids. Because where we're at now, that this poll is going to end pretty much where it's at now, unless we get some major swing votes in here. I don't see it happening. But
so basically, 1 in 4 people, but the people that are not going to see it, can you just drop in the chat why you're not going to go see it? You know, not interested in the property, never played Mario. I'm curious. God, when was the last time 3 out of 4 people that we knew wanted to go watch a movie? Spider-Man?
I don't know. This is actually even more varied than the Avatar one was.
Well, the Avatar one wasn't this strong at all.
Yes, and Melodic Method is right here. Lick that like button, folks, but just make sure you wipe the screen first.
You didn't tell me that before I did that.
Well, that's your problem. Sean Carter says John Leguizamo is campaigning to star in the upcoming movie.
What?
It's Super Mario Brothers.
He better not be. I do not want to see that guy. You know what? You know what's my favorite John Leguizamo movie right now?
What's that, John Wick?
No. Violent Night, where he gets sliced up.
Oh, yeah, I haven't seen that yet.
Violent Night. I'm like, yeah, get him. Get that Latinx poser. Get him. Get that woke ass fake Latino.
Zombie Judo says it's too kiddie. You know what? That was my biggest fear going into this, was like, it's probably going to be fine, but is it really going to hold my interest for 90 minutes? Seriously?
Well, Sonic held my interest.
Yeah, but see, I'm more of a Sonic fan.
Yeah, me too. I barely played any Mario games at all. But I played the shit out of Sonic back in the day.
And the beauty of it, Alan, is I have only conquered 2 of the Super Nintendo or the Mario games. I mean, I played, everything up till like Super Mario World. That's when I gave up. I hadn't played anything after that. But I still knew what the hell was going on, and I had fun. There was some belly laughs. And of course, Jack Black stole the show, so that's the big thing. Of course, now for people who know this ahead of time, it's not probably going to be as funny, but still.
Look, so long as he's just the voice of a character in the anime,
man just didn't have the time. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, so long as with Jack Black, he's just a voice actor. Supposedly, like you said, other people told me he did a great job. Fine, I'm going to go see it, because I'll tell you this much. After seeing him in that last Mando episode, I'm like, Mexican Iron Man is suffering from post-Star Wars Mando traumatic stress disorder.
Melodic Method says, I don't think I would get the references in Super Mario Brothers. I was afraid of that too, but I got them. They're very subtle for the most part. Otherwise, it's a lot of Easter eggs and stuff. That's not a big deal. Like, that's stuff you worry about on, second and third watches. The basic story, the whole, great, like, this is the problem with Grace Randolph's review, right? Like, I think she kind of put this idea out there regardless of whether or not anybody takes her serious or not. It's not that complicated. It is not. They do a pretty good job of explaining to you what you need to know. Like, I mean, unless you're as dumb as Grace Randolph, to where you've never even understood where, like, Mario gets power-ups and stuff like that. That's the most complicated thing in the movie that it asks you to kind of understand outside of this whole other world, right? But Mario is the audience being sucked into this world, so.
Well, look, earlier, I don't know if you said this or someone else said it on VR stream, but that's why I popped in on the stream. I just finished my work. I was going to have my dinner break, get ready for tonight's meat show, because I've been working all day, literally 12-hour day today. And someone said that she made some comment about Latins are divided on our politics.
Yeah, because when she, this is what I was talking about when she.
So what did this host say?
She said that, as I just pointed out earlier, Hispanics are, the largest going audience to this movie.
Right.
and they're underrepresented in the film, which I said, yeah, we've pointed that out before too, but this is not a good film to use an example.
It's a freaking animated movie, and they're Italian.
Exactly. Yeah,
they're Italian. How are we underrepresented? That's like
people are pointing out
doing a remake of Roots from the 70s, Alex Haley's Roots, and then Johnny Leguizamo says, "Well, I didn't see any Puerto Rican representation in Roots." What is that supposed to be?
And then she went in to say that even though Hispanics are divided on their politics, just basically projecting more of her bullshit into it, more or less. Because again, this was what was funny is, oh my God, Mike.
Newsflash, Grace Randolph, my people are not divided on our politics. We are not divided. We are family, we are pro-sombrero, and we are anti-John Leguizamo. This is not a question to be debated. F this Latinx guy.
I'm not going to try and get all stereotypical or anything like that, but...
How do I look, Tom?
Yeah, you guys are pretty conservative. Pretty family first, Christian.
Does this hat make me look sexy?
Actually, it does.
Thanks.
It really does. I'm going to end the poll now because, as I said, it's not going to change. Yeah, it's pretty much where we said it was before. It's gone up a little bit difference, but not much. That's pretty much all we need to see.
We universally hate this word Latinx.
Yeah. I was going to say, you guys are pretty unanimous in your politics. I don't know what the fuck she's talking about.
Well,
and that reminds me, because like this idiot Grace, right? She thinks she's like having a debate with this guy. Because let me go back to the original post. He goes, "Sometimes I wonder if you even watch the movies you review, because either you didn't watch the movie or you weren't paying attention to the movie when you explain things. You also seem to let your personal feelings towards celebs and social issues affect your review." She says, "That's total BS, dude. I had very positive things to say about Chris Pratt in my review and said he did a good job." So like my response to that was, they didn't mention Chris Pratt. I mean, you could kind of deduce from that, I suppose, considering, but... And then, of course, Greening Wombat even said, yeah, I wasn't going to bring that up, but... yeah. So she's just projecting bullshit. She's totally ignoring everything else this guy said. Then a bunch of her stans came at me, and I'm like, dude, he is being honest. I'm not convinced that she's just not reading somebody's notes. I don't think she actually went to see the movie.
I think, you know what, given what she did, she probably had someone to go see the movie and take notes.
That's what I'm thinking.
Her.
That's what I'm honestly thinking, Mike.
I mean, think about it. Like, if we wanted to do that, we're not that far away from like being able to like, seriously, we could pay someone $50-$100 to go watch a movie for us and give us notes if we agree with most of their shit.
Yep.
We don't do that though, because we have integrity over here. And if we don't pretend that we went to go see something just to say we saw it and blah blah blah. Do we?
No, we bring somebody in who has seen it.
Exactly.
Like,
we got more super chats.
Well, not just that, but I mean, like, and we'll get to those real quick here. But you know, just the idea, like, I'm watching her review and I'm like, I watched the movie. It explains all of these things that you're bitching about. So again, going back to the initial statement, don't worry too much about this movie making you feel like you're some other because you can't get into the, you know, the world. Because again, I'm not even that big of a Mario fan, and I understood it just fine. I think this is a problem with IP, like, in general. Like, people are so used to, and it's not your fault. It's just a matter of people are just so used to this world of IPs, and it's like, oh, well, if I don't know everything about it, I'm not going to be able to enjoy it anymore. And it's their fault for doing that. It's their job to be able to make stuff accessible for everybody, right? It's not our job to like something because it's, you know, they do this or that or the other to it. It's on them.
Right.
You know, when I went to see the Ninja Turtle movie, I was a Ninja Turtle fan, but my parents had never watched a fucking Ninja Turtle anything.
Right.
But they were able to walk out of that movie completely understanding who the Ninja Turtles are, and they enjoyed it. Same thing here. Or talk about something that's an original IP. John Wick, for instance. Can you imagine somebody going in thinking, I don't know anything about this world, I can't enjoy this film? That's the mentality that they got us in now. It's Hollywood that has done that.
Yeah.
Because we can't even enjoy an original property anymore without thinking about all this kind of stupid shit that goes along with it. But anyway, ActionCom wants you to dance around in the hat.
What? Oh, hold on.
Dance, monkey, dance.
All right, hold on. All right. How is he going to see it? The camera's up here. Well, okay, here we go. Arriba.
Olay.
No, Arriba.
Arriba. I thought it was Olay.
Yeah. That's more Spanish, but we'll do it.
Okay. Oh, look who decided to join us. Had to put down a controller and he's not playing Conan.
Well, what the heck did I just see?
You saw a Mexican hat dance.
I was not expecting that, but that was pretty cool.
We're all.
I needed like an over. If I had another camera, you could have gone like the overhead shot of me actually going around the hat.
Yeah, we're like all like culturally diverse here.
All 600 people that are watching, tune in next Sunday for Mexican American special hat dance.
I'm all for that. Sean Carter.
We're gonna get that to catch on, the hat dance.
Absolutely. Sean Carter says in $5 says expecting an entire group of people to act and vote and think the same way like she did is the very definition of racism. Yeah. Grace is not too bright. But welcome, Script Doctor. We're glad you could join us.
Yeah, I just finished having a fun game of Conan with some of the Toxic Femme gals.
Yeah, you're stealing all my women. What the fuck?
Hey, he's a Script Doctor. He gets to do whatever he wants.
I know. I should get into this game. I have it on Xbox, but I don't have it on the.
It's cross-platform, so you should be able to play.
Maybe I should be able to. Yeah.
Yeah, online. Yeah.
But I have to be able to. Yeah, because that I can stream to my computer. See, that's the beauty of that. Abdulio is here and sends in 2 super chats in a row and says, "You guys should look into hijacking of localizing companies, inserting agenda instead of translating foreign media." An often overlooked issue. Localizing companies inserting agenda.
So some of the local or smaller companies that are being hijacked and inserting agenda instead of. Is this for like Abdulio? Is this for like Crunchyroll and those studios in the US that do dubbing of foreign?
I was
content?
thinking that might be what he means. Let's see if he goes into that more here. Actually. Abdulio then says translation and dubbing companies are just as hateful to fans as Hollywood is. Legal Mindset and Demerit Monroe are 2 YouTubers to speak to. Demerit? Oh, there we go. Yeah. Yeah, I see what you're saying here. And I've heard of this stuff too. Because these are the same folks who tried to cancel like Vic Mignogna and stuff like that, right?
I don't know if the companies did, but the a couple of their bad actors within the voicing communities did, and the companies decided to side with them instead of, investigating, maybe getting the authorities involved, seeking out the validity of the accusation, and then learning
doing their due diligence.
Yeah, doing their due diligence, and yeah, because Vic is, as far as I know, he's a great guy. So
yeah, I don't understand.
And I made me Star Trek Continue, so that's good enough for me in my book.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed that show, and as soon as I'm able to return to the United States, I'm definitely going on one of the free tours of the sets that he's got there.
In New York?
No, his is in
His is in Georgia.
His is in Georgia, and then there's
let's go. When you fly down, we'll go.
Yeah, we'll go to that one, and then there's another one in Ticonderoga, New York, that James Colley, the Elvis impersonator.
Right.
The really good Elvis impersonator, apparently like one of the best built. And he's also, I think, working on a Next Generation Enterprise D bridge set.
The one in New York's going to have William Shatner in July. The tickets are $100 a pop, I think.
Ooh. Well, I really hope I'm able to travel to.
If you can make it here by July, we'll go. I'm thinking about meeting Darren. What's Darren's last name? He's one of our Midnight Sage members.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we'll go when you come down. So when you come down here, we'll go for sure. Because I've been wanting to go that one in Georgia. Oil of Olay.
Olay. Good for your skin. Not good to eat.
Yeah, it's a different kind of Olay.
Yeah, not a cooking oil.
Yeah, no, I remember, like I said, I think I've told this story before, so those who've heard it, I'm sorry, but we were sitting at a restaurant with Clint Howard, and one of the waiters or maitre d' or whatever from the restaurant comes up and says, "There's a gentleman named Vic Mignogna who wants to come and say hi. Is that all right?" And we're like, Yeah, of course. You come over and, a few of the people, you gave him hugs and everything like that. And it was just, yeah, he was very cordial. I mean, of course, everybody said, "Can I give you a hug?" and everything like that because of the bullshit, But I mean, he didn't act weird in any way, shape, or form. He was very, very decent guy. He sat down, talked to us for like 20 minutes, I think it was. And yeah, I mean, him and Clint, I think, even kind of knew each other. So, like, yeah. No, he seemed really cool.
Yeah.
And we got a new member from Hal Slusher, who is a minimum effort puppy.
That's a
Alright.
name.
Well, maybe it's a.
I screwed up. I said Darren. It was Daniel Hall. That's what I was talking about. Shit, he's in the
okay.
chat.
Oh, okay, cool.
I got confused. Darren's the one I'm going to go shooting with. Daniel's the one I'm supposed to go to Star Trek. They're both in New York, but Daniel's the one I'm supposed to go to Star Trek with. I owe him a response, but
Not
I think
anymore.
it's either in July or August.
He's mad now.
Daniel, don't be mad. I'm Mexican.
I'm kidding. I don't.
Yo no hablo el inglés algunas veces. Look, I'm talking Spanish like Paulie without an accent.
But he's a minimum effort puppy. Hal is, so thank you so much. And then ActionCom says, take script to Caro Wins. Show script. There is more to life than Disney. I've never heard of Caro Wins.
I barely think of Disney.
Yeah, I'd say he's not like a big, huge Disney.
No, we've
No.
already decided that that's not on the list. We're going to go fix. Me and Script are going to go fix. I'm going to be his driver and his caregiver, meaning I'm going to make sure he's fed, he's rested, he has his morning coffee or tea, and I'm taking him to Warner Brothers or Paramount in the morning.
Canadians like Kraft macaroni and cheese.
Fine, I'm going to feed him full of Kraft macaroni and cheese, and I'm taking him Paramount in the morning and Warner Brothers in the afternoon. Repeat next day.
And donuts and beer.
And maple syrup.
Oh yeah.
And maple. Well, yeah, everything's got maple syrup.
No,
Oh
we're,
my
we're
God,
gonna
when
hit
Script
some of
comes,
the-
I'm going to have like 40 pounds of bacon and maple syrup waiting.
Oh, I like bacon.
Who doesn't?
Exactly.
Me?
Not only that, like you do.
What?
What? Really?
No, I don't. I really don't eat pork in general, and then bacon, I just never had a taste for.
You Muslim or something? Or?
No. If he just doesn't have the taste for it, he's probably never had it cooked properly,
Yeah.
I don't know.
properly seasoned.
He's kind of weird. He's like, I don't like cheese. I'm starting to think he's not a human.
Wow. I am an alien sent from another dimension to make Tom Connors actually eat and not live stream 14 hours a day.
Probably.
Yeah. And Charlie, you're right. Yes, pancakes. I make pancakes. In fact, I made pancakes this morning. Big breakfast for myself and my girlfriend.
You changed my name again, Tom Connors. Duck on you.
Yes, and I know it's Kraft Dinner up there, but
One of the macaroni and cheese brands we have up here is Kraft Dinner, and some people like to eat it with ketchup, which is weird, but I understand.
I've seen some do it with maple syrup.
Yes, that's also another one. The more traditional one, the one that's
Canadians, you
broadly accepted, is hot dog wieners. They chop up hot dog wieners and throw it in there.
That was one we did as kids too. Yeah. My favorite is I mix hamburger with it.
Hamburger is good.
Instead of doing hamburger helper bullshit, just do my own.
Well, hamburger helper is really just the noodles. You actually
it's expensive and you can get the same results, better results actually, with just using basic box of mac and cheese.
Oh yeah.
Mecca J says these people still continue to go after Vic. They recently managed to stop him from appearing at a middle school charity event. Oh Christ, they're the worst. Of course they did.
Well, people have to get behind a cause.
I think the problem is, Mikey, you just need to come to Wisconsin for a little bit. You haven't had real cheese.
No, I've seen
real
the weather.
butter,
I've seen pictures
the
of your
real
weather.
bacon.
I've seen pictures of your weather reports.
It was amazing? We got almost up to 70 degrees today, man.
Well, you know what? I get 68 to 72 damn near year round.
We had a high of 5 today.
I get 68 to
That's
72
Celsius,
damn
though,
near
isn't
year
it?
round.
Yeah, that's like 37.
Yeah, that's not good. I'm surprised you guys aren't warmer than that. Culture's live. What is he doing live? He didn't even say shit to me. He's gonna have to wait. We're not done yet.
Oh yeah, he is live. Look at that.
He's gonna have to wait.
No one cares about us.
All I want to say is that no one really cares.
All I could say is Culture better should have sent the DM or something. I mean, it'd be awful if the IRS audits him randomly. These things can happen. I mean, suddenly, people can get a letter in the mail that, hey, they're getting audited and they don't know why. It's just random. Don't know why. I crack myself up sometimes.
I'm giving him shit for going.
This is why you don't anger Mexican Iron Man.
Man,
I
I've never
wouldn't
done
do
that.
that.
I'm a
I
big.
know.
I've never done anything to hurt.
The most that I would do to like anger him would probably be eat the last of the pizza or something. But he don't like cheese, so.
Which is weird because cheese is like one of the essential parts of the Mexican diet. It's usually like tomato, meat, cheese, tortilla, salsa.
Yeah. Well, that's yes and no. Like all the traditional real Mexican food I've had does not have as much cheese on it as you think. And the few times that they do put cheese on it, it's like this powdery shit. And it's not Parmesan either. It's what is it, Mike?
What do you mean? Which cheese?
It's like well, it's not powder, but it's like a
Parmesan.
Crumbly. It's not Parmesan.
Oh, well, I don't know. I don't eat that much cheese.
It's almost like a cheddar, but it's not. I don't know the actual name of it.
Dude, I don't know.
And then their queso is kind of the closer to what we have.
Are you talking about Mexican cheese?
Yeah, the real shit. Yeah.
Fuck, I don't know. Ask Polly. He's
They're saying cheddar in the chat, so it might be.
Would it be cojita or
queso blanco? Queso blanco.
Queso blanco. That's
Queso
what they say
blanco,
out there.
okay.
Yep. That's what they say. Yep. I don't recognize half the shit they're saying until they say the food, and then I'm like no or C.
I used to make some really good quesadillas. Like chicken,
Queso fresco. Yeah.
chicken, red peppers, cheese, a little bit minced meat, diced onions.
Because I usually have to
guacamole.
ask for cheese on the stuff when I want it.
Oh,
Otherwise,
yeah?
it normally doesn't have it. Like the tacos and stuff don't have cheese.
Yeah. Well, we have a couple of Mexican restaurants in the greater Toronto area that they have like the normal options, and then they have the ones with cheese, and they have the ones with like different types of beans, and yeah, they're all pretty decent. And majority of the people working there are definitely from Mexico. So
That's always a good thing. See, I got a lot of
yeah,
Mexicans that work at our
pretty good.
Chinese restaurant.
that's more in the Richmond Hill area. I think.
I love that when I go to a Chinese restaurant and the kitchen's full of Mexicans. It's like, that's weird.
There was a couple of.
Does that make it Mexican Chinese food?
Well, there was a couple of like late night Mexican food joints, like just walk-ins, no seating or anything, that were all staffed by white people. It was like not a
That's
single.
just weird.
Yeah, well, that's downtown Toronto for
At
you.
least the two we got in town that are like the genuine Mexican restaurants, they're actually ran by legitimate Mexicans. You can tell, like, yeah. But like I've been there, and the ones that are just like, that's just weird. They got a Chinese restaurant, but yet
Oh yeah,
nobody
like
here is working here is Chinese. Like,
well, one of my coworkers, he's never going to retire. He's like 70 years old. He's from Mexico, immigrated to Canada like 30 years ago. When we started working together, he would take me to every like Mexican restaurant there was in the greater Toronto area after work, and always really good food. And haven't been able to see him much since the pandemic, but yeah, I gotta, next time I bump into him, we'll definitely be treating him to some Mexican food again.
yeah. So
Got
what are we
him.
gonna do about pizza, Mike, when we live together?
You're not gonna eat any fucking pizza. What's the matter with you? What the fuck? Seriously? You're like, what are we gonna do about pizza? How is pizza even a question? We're not gonna order.
Because
First of
you
all,
don't have
you're
cheese
not
on
gonna order
yours.
any. You're not gonna find any. And second of all, in order for food to get delivered, they have to be
Well,
on
I'd
the.
rather die.
In order for anybody to knock on my door, they have to get through the front gate, and they don't get through the front gate without a verification phone call and then giving a 5-digit code. You will never get that code if you order.
Pizza is life. See, dear C, pizza is not a question; it's an answer.
First of all,
Yes.
okay, I'm not saying I don't eat pizza, but let me tell you how often I eat pizza. You ready? Maybe once a month, maybe at
God,
best.
Yeah, same for
my
me.
God.
Even though
On average, like if I were to look at the
that's
last
one of
5
my
or 6,
main.
the last time
diets.
look here, real life example. The last time I had pizza was with Loki. I think it was March 1st in Houston.
I
Before I
haven't
flew.
had I haven't gone 24 hours without pizza.
That's 5 weeks ago that I had pizza. And
that's
before
not
that,
good,
before that, I hadn't had pizza till the last time was before Christmas in December.
Yeah, I had pizza last week, and that was the first time in two and a half months I had pizza. And I didn't even order out. I just made it with my girlfriend because we had the ingredients. But you haven't gone a day without pizza, Tom?
Well, I'm sure I have, but like I just had
Not
pizza
recently.
last night. And I'm sure I had it sometime within the 24 hours before that too. Generally, at least one meal a day or every other day is pizza at some point. Some type of pizza.
Wow.
I don't know. It's easy.
That's a lot of bread.
My problem is it's just the ease. Like, yeah, I know. But now that it's summer, I'll start grilling out more. I eat better in the summer. So. Yeah. I don't want to eat stew.
Oh, if you get a good stew is great.
No. Pizza's substance. It's stew is just a drink.
No, soup is a drink. Stew is meat with a lot of gravy.
Stew is a drink with chunks.
Oh man.
It's
like I rarely had pizza. I haven't had poutine at all this year.
Pizza
now that I can see.
Pizza should be a treat because it's got so much carbs in it, and just it can be a good, delicious dish if you have a reasonably active lifestyle, but you don't.
Yeah, YouTubing and computer work does keep you stationary too long. Like that's one thing that
any of this.
I mean, me, half the day I'm standing up working, even when I'm like, look, even right now, look, I'll try to go camera on. I'm standing up. See, I'm standing up.
Yeah.
I'm standing up. See, I'm standing up. You got to stand up more, Tom.
Got to stand up more. Got to go walking.
Girl messed up my hair. Oh no.
Got sombrero head.
That's why I don't wear a sombrero.
Your hair looks funky. Pizza is a hot sandwich. See?
That's a panzerotti or a calzone.
Yeah, see? Do that. Guys are making me feel guilty.
Oh my God, you can have pizza now. Okay, go. God, don't get mopey on me because I can't. I say that I can tell you no, but if you get mopey, then I'm like, okay, go ahead.
If not, I'll just sneak it.
That's even worse because then you'll eat it so fast that you won't savor it and you'll want more. And then you'll stuff yourself and you'll get cramps. And then Mike's gonna be like, why are you getting cramps?
Too much garbage.
Like, nothing. Are you eating pizza? No. I smell it on your breath.
I don't care what you smell. But I had some breadsticks. See, I am a turtle, and pizza is turtle food, so that's just the way it is. No, I know. I need to eat better. That's for sure. But Mr. Tickle Trunk's been a member for 21 months. Wow. Thank you, sir. You're also a wrench, which is brilliant. And with that, I think we're going to start wrapping this up, I don't think anybody else is showing up.
Not that I haven't been enough for you, Tom.
Oh, yes, you've been amazing, and I'm glad Script got to be here. Oh, now Valiant shows up. What the fuck do you want?
Wait, I gotta
just finished the after party show for 40 minutes talking to everybody that was on this panel for the previous 3 hours.
Yeah, man, every time I thought we were caught up, I'd look back and we had another 10 or 15.
I left you at queue. 0. All you had to do was tell everybody where they could find each other, and then you guys jumped in.
Mike spent 10 minutes griping about that earlier.
Yeah, we had we were trying to we finished the first topic. We had so many super chats for the first topic with Mario. We got through those, and we had to, we hit the Star Wars Celebration thing, and then we had some chats come in, and then I looked over, and I'm like, we just cleared through 15 of them, and then oh god, there's another 20, and it just, oh man, it was I mean I love the generosity of the audience. I appreciate it, but man, it's hard to get through. It's hard to get through and get out of there.
When you don't have Mikey.
I know when Mike left, it was like he was right. We were all caught up, but then when I realized when I looked over, I'm like, yeah, we were caught up, and there's 20 more. I pulled it. I said we had about, between super chats and member chats, I think we had about 110.
Whew.
So it's like, man, I was just trying to get through those things, but appreciate everybody out there. But yeah, I wanted to come by and just say I'm sorry to Tom and to the audience. It's just, we did start 45 minutes late because it was unavoidable today with family stuff with Easter.
Mm-hmm.
And I was kind of hoping at like at 7:20, 7:30 Central Time, I'm looking out, we have 30 minutes left. We're doing good. You know, I think we'll be able to wind this down. And then I look over and I'm like, oh, wow, there's a lot of stuff that's still. And every time I clear it through like 5 or 10 of them, there's like 5 or 10 more. And I'm like, oh, boy, I need Mike back.
I know what you mean.
What do you think the Sunday actual is going to be for Mario? Because it's projected at 39, but I think it might break 45.
I think it's going to go higher.
I think, yeah. But the projections have continued to lift all through the week, from Tuesday to Wednesday to Thursday.
To 80 than they got now.
I think, I mean, this morning they kind of reaffirmed, but they didn't have all the international stuff in quite tamped down yet. I think
it's set at 377
there's still like 3
right
showings
now.
left in the day on the Eastern Coast for Sunday theaters for Mario. So that's still a lot of money left on the.
I'd like to see the number of screens that were added.
320, I think, were added this weekend.
Well, because I was gonna say a lot of people were saying that they started with like 12 showings and then like 20 showings and so on and so forth and stuff like that. So
no, they're at max capacity domestically at 43. That's almost like every theater in the country and North America.
I'm not surprised. Yeah, because it's in both our drive-in this weekend here in town, which finally opened up with this, and in downtown here, I could go see it.
Yeah, and then Friday and Saturday pulled in over $54 million each. It's like Sunday should kind of do the same because it is, in some places, it is a holiday.
Technically, it's a holiday weekend, yes.
Yeah, tomorrow is also kind of a holiday for some companies. So, that's another day where they could net at least another 30 million.
That's where I think
Easter Monday is going to be a biggie.
That's what what I'm saying is I think Script's right. They're saying 377 right now for the weekend. I think it's going to be closer to 380.
I think it'll be over 3. I mean,
I think it'll be over 380.
50 again.
My video this morning, I said that by the time the weekend numbers, the true weekend numbers actually settle, which we usually don't know until like Tuesday morning, I think the true weekend box is going to be closer to 4. I think it's going to be 385. Maybe pushing 390. I think that's because it went from 350 to 370.
That's a pretty big discrepancy, but I'm not saying it's out of the realm of possibility.
Well, they've been chasing it, like they've been revising figures up by 10 to 15 million a day since Tuesday. I mean,
and that's what I was saying earlier.
Does
is like
Easter help or hurt a movie because of the family? event?
It's the first. It's become like basically, unless you get a big movie in February, which has been an oddball here and there, like a Deadpool or something like that in February.
Yeah.
Usually Easter weekend is kind of the new kickoff for the summer season.
All right,
that has been that way now for probably better part of a decade. Because it used to be May, used to be the kickoff for summer now, and then it moved up to Easter basically. But yeah, like they started doing that with like some of the DreamWorks pictures and some of the other ones back in the day, and I think that's what really changed it. I'm trying to remember. I think it's like some of the Shrek movies and stuff opened up around this time, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Look,
Easter's always big for kids' movies. Sorry, go ahead, Valiant.
No, you're right. I mean, it is always big for kids, and that's why they release things like Sonic 2 and all this kind of stuff during that frame. Now, of course, this is an anomaly out there, just being that it's Mario. But, I mean, when you consider the global box office, they're saying, it beat Frozen 2. It's like, yeah, it beat Frozen 2, and Frozen 2 had Japan and Korea, which opened at $42 million for Frozen 2 combined. Super Mario Brothers didn't have those two markets. They won't for another 2.5 to 3 weeks. So imagine for a moment if Korea and Japan did have a unified release with this week with everybody else, we'd be talking about 450 plus as an opening. I mean, this thing is a monster.
Oh no, this is great for Universal, and I guess it's going to be giving Paramount and their contract with Sega a little bit of a run for their money.
I'm sure,
because Sonic didn't net this much so quickly.
No, I think Sonic's final box office was in the 400 to 500 million range. I mean, Mario's going to beat Sonic by Monday night.
Most likely, yeah.
Yeah, well, Sonic's not the same league either. That's the thing.
Well, no, but it was like in the 90s, it was Sonic versus Mario for majority of that decade in the console.
That was
wars.
a lot of that was more in the U.S. and some of it in like Japan and stuff like that. But like some UK but not too much. Like Sonic never had the penetration that Mario ever did. So that I'm not surprised with. Like
Mario also had a decade on Sonic as well. That's
that too, yeah. But just in general, like the amount of games sold in comparison, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But no, like Mario makes sense. I don't think anybody was really surprised, especially on this panel. We all have kind of called this now for the past few months. I think it's pretty safe to say this is probably going to be the biggest movie of the year. I even made the claim earlier on your show, Valiant, that it may even beat Avatar 2 domestically. And it may not even be a hard
I think that's
job
very
for
possible. Yeah.
Well, the fact that it's domestic and international is so close is actually really favorable for the film. I mean, it's really right now, according to the numbers, there's only a $25 million discrepancy on the international side of things.
Yeah, so it's like 55% on the international side, basically.
And again,
so
that's
not bad.
Missing Japan and Korea. So I mean, obviously, if that had been in there, then
it'll explode in Japan. I mean,
I was saying that earlier too. I was giving it some.
It
might even go bigger than you think.
The biggest movie in Japan that it would have to beat would be Demon Slayer. That raked in about $320 million in Japan, which at the time when that happened, I told folks, if you actually scaled Japan's population to match to the U.S. population, that means that Demon Slayer at 320 whatever million it was bigger than The Force Awakens in the U.S.
Yeah.
That's
the
what
thing
Mario's
is, though,
got to
is
beat.
this actually has some potential. That's the thing, because I mean, it's their IP, really. At the end of the day, so
indeed.
I mean, that's the only one that's got a shot at it anyway. Mr. Tickle Trunk points out that I will risk life and walking to that fence for pizza. Yes.
Wait a minute. So you're telling me that if I don't let the who's your favorite pizza?
When it's
Pizza Hut?
horizontal through the fence. Yeah.
Who's your favorite pizza?
No, that's just Pizza Hut's here. That's all I got. My favorite pizza?
Yeah. Favorite national the chain that delivers.
Pineapple and anchovy.
National chain?
Yeah. Well,
Not
it's gotta
many
be.
of them, actually. I'm more of a local guy. Like, I try to find...
So you would sneak. You'd be like, "Hey, Mike, I'm going to take Bambino for a walk," and you go up to the gate, and then you'd sneak. You put the pizza. I just see
They
you put the
probably
pizza.
have a pizza.
You would slide the
cart
pizza
come
through
over
your
every day.
window on the first floor. It's like,
There'd
oh
just
yeah,
be some dude with a pizza cart every day, probably. See, otherwise, if I had like, because we have Rocky Rococo's here, which is, from what I understand, similar to what Godfather's Pizza is everywhere else. So I don't know. I've never had Godfather's Pizza, so I'd maybe that. But I've never been a big fan of most chain pizzas. Like even Pizza Hut, I have to horf down usually for like, ugh.
Oh man.
Like,
Well, guys, I've got to get up early tomorrow. I'm just wanted.
Yeah,
to
we're gonna wrap this
say
up
hi
here
and-
soon.
Yeah, we're
Anyway,
rolling
Dash
out.
Attack says Sonic 3 with Shadow will beat 2's numbers. Shadow long eclipsed Metal Sonic and Sonic's definitive rival. Also, fast track my Zelda movie. Well, you might not have to wait as long as you think. I'm actually surprised we didn't get a teaser for that on Mario, to be honest with you. But we've been hearing, a lot of us have been hearing that the Zelda movie's a lot farther along than anybody knows. So.
Well, they've been working on it for over 10 years.
Well, I mean, it's an actual production or something like that. So yeah. We'll see what happens though if we get an actually official announcement of any kind here soon. So with that though, we're gonna wrap things up. I want to thank Script Doctor and Valiant for hopping in here, and of course Mikey for being my co-pilot as always. Appreciate you, brother, and I love you. And I
Love
know
you more.
gotta
Stuck
pee,
with me.
So keep
Hashtag.
thinking about water running.
Dude, you know I have to go to the bathroom. I'm sitting here
I
waiting for
know.
the show to it.
I'm being a dick.
Oh God.
All right.
Preemptive
kids.
revenge for no pizza. Okay.
Anybody got anything really important to plug before we head out? Because Mikey's got to pee.
Or I need a rubber band like stat.
Nope, I'm
That's
not
not
going
gonna
to
work
drag
too
it
well.
out for him.
All right, kids. Thank you so much, and make sure you subscribe to all these kids. He's got rubber bands. He's prepared. You're not gonna have to use it. I think you'll be all right. We'll see you kids on the morning show, hopefully.
Hey, excuse me. Nada. Are you doing dishes? I hope so.